Good afternoon. Today I'll be discussing two important features of Arizona's system of direct democracy: the initiative and referendum. These processes are powerful tools that give citizens a direct voice in lawmaking, ensuring that government truly represents the will of the people. I am Alfred Campbell, and I am enrolled in Grand Canyon University. Let's begin by defining each of the terms. An initiative is a process that allows citizens themselves to propose new laws or even constitutional amendments. Instead of waiting for lawmakers to act, people can write, petition for, and vote directly on a measure they care about. A referendum, on the other hand, allows citizens to approve or reject a law that has been already passed by the legislator. It is basically the people's power to veto. A way to say, we disagree with this law and want the final decision to rest with the voters. Both of these tools, initiative and referendums, embody the spirit of direct democracy, where everyday citizens share in legislative power. Now, how do these processes actually come to life? Initiatives begin when a group of citizens draft proposed law or constitutional change. In Arizona, they must file the proposal with the Secretary of State. Then supporters go out and collect the signatures of registered voters. For constitutional amendment, the requirement is signatures to equal 15% of the votes cast in the last governor's race. For regular law, it's 10%. Once those signatures are verified, the measure goes straight to the ballot for voters in the next general election. A referendum, however, works differently. There are two kinds: the legislative referendum and the popular referendum. Now, with a legislative referendum happens when lawmakers themselves choose to send an issue, like a constitutional amendment or a bond measure, to voters for approval. Now, a popular referendum is started by citizens who want to challenge a law that the legislature just passed. They must gather signatures from 5% of the voters within 90 days of the law's passage. If successful, the law is put on hold until the next election, where voters can either approve or repeal it. Both of these processes are protected under Article 4, Part 1 of Arizona's Constitution, which gives lawmakers power directly to the people. So, how are these two alike, and how do they differ? The initiative is proactive. It allows citizens to create new laws or policies. It's used when voters want change that lawmakers haven't delivered. A referendum, by contrast, is reactive. It is used when citizens want to stop or overturn something the legislator has already done. Both require signature gathering, verification, and a statewide vote. Both give power back to the people, but the main difference lies in who takes the first step. Initiatives begin with citizens. Referendums respond to the legislator. Think of it this way. An initiative is people's writing the law, while a referendum is people reviewing the law. Now let's weigh the pros and the cons. Initiatives have several advantages. They empower citizens to shape policy directly and encourage public engagement. When people can make laws themselves, they're more likely to be informed and involved. Initiatives can also push forward reforms, and politicians are hesitant. For instance, Arizona's initiatives have legalized medical marijuana and raised the minimum wage. But there are also drawbacks. Many initiatives involve complex issues that average voters might not fully understand. Well-funded groups can dominate campaigns, influencing outcomes with expensive advertising. And sometimes poorly written initiatives can cause legal confusion or budget challenges after they pass. Referendums share a similar balance of strengths and weaknesses. On the positive side, they keep the legislator accountable. Voters can veto unpopular laws, ensuring the public always has the final say. They also lend legitimacy. If a law survives a referendum, it reflects the will of the people. However, referendums can slow down important legislation. They sometimes draw low voter turnout, and emotional and misleading campaigns can sway outcomes. Still, despite these imperfections, both initiatives and referendums remain crucial safeguards of democracy. keeping power where it belongs, in the hands of the people. Finally, let's look at how these processes tie into the idea of direct democracy in Arizona. When Arizona became a state in 1912, it was deeply influenced by the Progressive Era, a time when reformers wanted to make government more accountable to the public. The framers of the Arizona's Constitution believed citizens should do more than just elect officials. They should also have ability to make the reject laws directly. That's why Article 4 explicitly states that the people reserve the power to propose laws and amendments to the Constitution and enact or reject such laws at the polls independently in legislatures. This principle has shaped Arizona's political identity for over a century. Initiatives have been used to pass environmental protections, education funding measures, and voting rights reform. Referendums have been used to overturn controversial policies. Together, these processes make Arizona one of the most participatory states in the nation. They reflect the idea that democracy isn't just something we observe every few years at the ballot box. It's something we practice whenever we engage, sign a petition, or vote on a measure that affects our community. In conclusion, initiatives and referendums are vital expressions of direct democracy. Initiatives let citizens propose, and enact new laws. Referendums let them approve or reject existing ones. And both processes empower voters, hold leaders accountable, and keep Arizona's democracy vibrant and responsive. They remind us that the government is not just of the people, but also by and for the people. And every single time we take part in shaping our laws. Thank you.